Hi there, we are back, and we're back for the November 30th full moon in Gemini. And the November 30th full moon is also an eclipse. So the moon is in Gemini, and we're having an eclipse. Eclipses always mean that the energy is amped up, it's increased, and I always kind of refer to it as being jacked up on steroids. Because that's what we get is it's extra amperage of the energy that we're dealing with at the time of an eclipse. So the Gemini full moon is the sign of the twins, and the sign of the twins, the full moon in Gemini is about more balance, because that's the theme for 2020. So we're seeing that over and over and over again, repetitively. We're coming into the end of 2020. We're going to be heading very soon into 2021. So you're going to see things really be brought into focus at this point. So we've been asked all year long to, if we did a recap of the readings that I've done since April, the recap is a time has ended. We're in a time of great change. We've been asked to be logical. We've been asked to feel with our hearts, to find balance in our life, to create balance, to seek out those things that move us, that we truly want, and to implement them into being, to stand up, to be the leaders in our own life, and to really create a world that we can feel fulfilled in. And so as we're looking at this November 30th full moon in Gemini with an eclipse on top of that, this moon is focusing on relationships, and it's focusing on money. So bringing about the balance in your relationships, bringing about the balance between your family and your work. All things that people may be feeling right now tenfold. If there's problems in a relationship, you're apt to be looking at that and feeling it more right now. The full moon would not be the time to discuss it. The full moon is about looking within and really self-reflection. Okay, so that's a basic gist of what we're looking at energetically. Now let's see what our cards have to say to us tonight. I know I've been feeling the moons really heavy since the new moon. I haven't slept. I am exhausted. I have bags under my eyes big enough I could pack them for travel. I mean, I am not sleeping. Yeah, I am not usually that affected with the moon cycles and being kept awake. That was my mother. But I have been feeling it pretty heavy since the new moon. Really feeling it. Okay. Card off the top. All right, so this is cups, and cups are always about emotions, so we know that. With our last reading, it was, we're in the midst of change. We know it, we feel it. We've been feeling the differences, things that are changing, things that are happening. We've known that within. We've really felt it coming, and that this is the time. This is it. Like, this is the change. And with this card, it's a pretty nice looking card when you look at it, right? The genie in a bottle. So right now, it's just a magical time, and we know it, to work with these energies to really obtain what it is that we want. So we've put the work in. We got that last time. We put the work in. We've done the work. We've done the reflection. We've really thought about what it is that we want. We've been working to create the balance within our lives. We've been You know, we've been redoing a lot of stuff. All of us have, really. So this card here says, you know, this is the time. Here we are. It's a magical time. Our wishes can come true. One of the things that I always say when I talk about manifesting and the way I manifest isn't the way most people are out there teaching manifestation. My idea, my personal idea of manifesting is I have an idea of what it is that I want. I come up with a plan about what it is that I want. And I really focus on how I can implement that. So you'll notice that I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work about what it is that I want. I'm not sitting pretending that I'm a butterfly already, right? I'm figuring out how to implement my plan. And when I'm doing that, I'm talking to my higher power. I'm talking to my angels and my guides and my God. And I'm tapping in and I'm listening and I'm watching and I'm paying attention to the synchronicities. And I'm following that trail of breadcrumbs. And for me, that's how manifesting really is. So, you know, it's a magical time. So rather than sitting around thinking about what it is that we want, right? This is a magical time to be doing the work, to really build up what it is that we're working towards, to build it up. Do more of that work. Follow those breadcrumbs. This is the time where we're going to start seeing things coming into fruition. If we work it, we got to work it though. I mean, nothing happens without us putting in the work. So this is a good card. This is a good card. It's that time. It's magical. Let's do it. Let's amp it up. Bump up whatever it is that we're doing. Step forward and bump it up, because this is a great time for things to really start happening for us. That's what we want. We've been working all year for this. So here we are. Okay? All right. So, card number 2. Happy Thanksgiving. By the way, I'm doing this. Whoops, I just messed up my cards completely. I'm doing this the night before Thanksgiving. I'm going to get it up on YouTube, and then I'm going to share it on all of my Facebook pages. But tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody, if you're traveling, please be safe. Travel safe. And really just take the time to be thankful for all of our blessings, because there's a lot to be grateful for. I know this year a lot of people have said, oh, it's a crazy year, it's a sucky year, blah, blah, blah. You know, it can be. It can be, and probably is for a lot of people. I had a year 7 or 8 years ago now that was completely sucky, and it had nothing to do with COVID. But sometimes those years just happen, you know. So years of great changes, sometimes there's just a lot of stuff that we deal with personally. But even if you're one of the people that are dealing with a lot of crap right now, and this year has been hard in many ways, there's always something we can be grateful for. So happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you're all able to find your blessings and really have a great day with your friends, your family, your loved ones, whoever it is that you're spending the day with. All right, I feel like we're getting close to card number 2. I really like card number 1. I really, really like card number 1. Now remember, full moons are finishing cycles, so we're finishing up a cycle. And full moons are about reflection, as I said before. This moon is focusing on money and relationships. And like I said before, on the moon, on the night of the full moon or the day of the full moon, probably isn't the day to bring any pet peeves or issues to the table. It would be best to hold off on that The moon's really about the self-reflection. And with this moon, I'm not sure if I said it, but with this moon in Gemini, it really wants us to focus strongly on what it is that we're wanting. And honestly, if we got this card, we want to be sure what it is that we're creating. So yeah, it's encouraging to really focus in on what it is that we're wanting. So let's pay close attention to what it is that we truly want, because this is the time to make it happen. Clear intentions. Clear intentions are always good. All right, one more shuffle, and then I think we've got it. Nope. No, one more, because my hands aren't really working that well tonight. It's been snowing. A couple more, I think, because my hands really aren't doing what I want them to. It's been snowing, so my hands are just like giving me quite a bit of trouble the last couple of days. It didn't snow yesterday, but my hands weren't treating me very good yesterday either. All right, let's just go ahead and pull it off the top here. The Queen of Wands. Oh, geez. All right, so wands are always about the journey. And it's upside down. So it's what we're knowing and what we're feeling inside, what we're internalizing. So here we are, it's November. This card really does make sense. Here it is, it's November of 2020, right? So we're coming into December of 2020, and then it's January of 2021. So it's the Queen of Wands. The journey is almost over. So, basically it's reiterating that we're coming into the end of this year. This is the end of the year of ground zero. So that's what 2020 has really been all about. Ground zero. Reevaluating, looking within, uncovering truths, shining the spotlights on what it is that we really want. Knowing that one way of life has ended and we're creating something new for ourselves. We've been asked to step up and step into all of that all year. Been asked to use our logical mind, not to run with fear. We've been asked to really implement things in a logical way in our lives that will work for us, and to create that happiness within, to really step out of this way of life that we've been in, where we feel as though we need to do things in order to obtain a way of life. And it's been asking us to set those old paradigms and those old thought patterns aside and start something new with not what we feel we have to do to survive, but to move into what it is that we truly want so that we can be happy and abundant. And there's a big difference between surviving and happy and abundant. And I'm not saying everybody is going to be a billionaire next year. Abundance is a lot of things. Abundance can be anything depending on what it is that you consider abundant. Abundance in your financial sector can be anything from being able to make enough money to pay your bills easily to, being able to make enough money to, donate millions of dollars to charity. So who knows? But abundance comes in lots of things. Happiness, warmth, friendship, love, roof over our head, food on our table, being able to pay our bills without worrying. Abundance can mean a lot of things. So we're coming to the end of this year. This journey is almost over, right? We've put the work in. We heard that last time. We have put the work in. We know there's a change. We know this change. We feel it. And this is a magical time for us to just really jump forward, leap into that, and create our world. We've been doing the work. And so the project, this is a great time. The project that we've been working on is almost into completion. which means that we'll be moving ahead into what it is instead of working towards it and building it. I think we had this said to us last time, the foundation's built. So, you know, it's really up to us now to implement it, right? And yeah, we got some great energy coming in December. So those readings towards the end of this year, this incredibly interesting, different year of change. This reading should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we're going to pull a third card. So, it's a magical time when phase is ending. It really is a magical time, and that's probably why I'm not sleeping. When the energy is high like this, I take in a lot of energy, and yeah, I take in a lot of energy. So it's no wonder I'm not sleeping. I am so tired. But that's okay. It's all right. After we do this third card, we're going to get a positive affirmation from the Dolphin Mermaid deck. Because it's fun and I like to. One more shuffle. Well, I did it again. My hands messed it up. Nothing fell out though, so. Alright, one more shuffle. Alright, that worked. So one more card off the top. Alright, so it's time, you know, this is upright. It's the swords. We've talked about this. The swords are our thoughts, our ego, and mind. And I know there's been a lot going on. And out there, you know. And when I do these readings, I don't really focus on what's going on out there. I focus on we individuals, you know. There's always a little bit of that comes in with every reading, though, because we're people living in a world sharing a mass consciousness. And so there's always a little bit of the out there that comes into the reading because people are affected by what's going on out there. And, you know, I was just saying to one of my friends the other day, this is really a time to hold your faith. It's a time to stay out of your head. It's a time to not listen to what everybody has to say. It's a time to, and this moon encourages, seriously, I can't believe I forgot to say it, but I was waiting to be reminded when we got this card. This moon is encouraging people to only listen to facts. Facts. And it's encouraging you and me and all of us to not listen to what other people say are facts, but for us to do the work ourselves, to do the research, to find out the truth, and to not rely on people who supposedly report the facts to us. It's really encouraging us to find the facts, to look in other ways to find the truth, right? So this moon is encouraging that as well. And this card is the swords, the head, the mind, right? The ego. And it's asking us for balance. You'll see the two swords that go through the head. Right? Yeah. It's a card of change. It's changing the mind by uncovering the truths within and without. by means of truth and facts. So this card's asking us to bring balance in. It's asking us to step away from those things that are creating a lot of the ego to go on. We want to get out of the ego, right? If there's stuff we want to know, we want to look into that. We want to find those things through facts and not be stuck up in the ego. We don't want our head to be in a place that's not logical. We don't want to be taking in false information, and we don't want to be doing that because we want to be doing this. So it's important to get out of the head and create balance. And if you want to know what's going on in the world, because the news is important, it's important to know. It's important to know what's going on in the world. It absolutely is. But it's also important not to be inundated with bad news. And it's important not to stay stuck in our heads. And it really is important to find facts and know the truth. And it's important to then find those facts, know the truth, decipher what to do with that logically, then go back to manifesting our best life. Because this is a really magical time. So educate, don't inundate, tap in, feel, move with these changes. We've done the work. This is a great time to really build it up now. So whatever it is, I know what it is for me. I'm being asked to go up a notch or two in what I'm doing. So I got to figure out how to do that. But there's something that all of us can bump up a few notches right now that we've been building. We've been working on that. And let's not forget that 2020 is almost over. We're at the Queen of Wands here, that we really are ending a phase. We're ending the phase of 2020. We're in a full moon, so that's the ending of a phase as well. So yeah, we're ending a phase. Create the balance, seek out the knowledge, find the truth, stay out of our heads, don't get too caught up in ego, don't have a bunch of negative thoughts. They're going to be damaging. They're going to stop us from really rolling with this card. And this card is a good card. Really good card. So, now let's look at the Dolphin Mermaid deck and get a positive affirmation, because those are always fun. So yeah, I think those were pretty good cards. I mean, those are good cards. It's a magical time, so let's do our thing, because we basically got the genie in a bottle, man. Don't forget that this full moon is an eclipse. You're not going to probably be able to see it because it's the type of eclipse that just creates like a little outer shadow on the moon. So it's not going to be like some spectacular viewing event. But it doesn't matter that it's not a spectacular viewing event. Whenever there's an eclipse, it amps up the energy, amplifies things. It's like this energy that we're working on, on steroids, basically, which would be maybe why it's such a magical time. The genie in the bottle, like the energy is so revved up, amplified, that we can create whatever it is that we're wanting to create. The energy is working with us. So that's always good. It's always good. So if you're changing your jobs and stuff, as I said, this moon is going to focus on some money. If you're creating something in that area, maybe this is a good time to take out the extra ads or do those types of things, because the moon does focus on money. If you are in a relationship, this moon focuses on relationships. So yes, balance, but maybe also a date. Something nice, take advantage of the energy that way. All right. Here we go. Let's see what the Dolphin Mermaid deck is giving us for a positive. Oh, explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's a good time to make changes. So I was just saying that this moon is it's gonna focus pretty good on money and relationships. So it says explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's a good time to make changes. And then we had this card, right? We had this card, the genie in a bottle. So, yeah, and the moon is about, you know, us really looking at what it is that we want and whatnot. And so maybe there's something that we're doing, that we've been doing that we thought was a good idea, right? Because it seemed like it was. Maybe it hasn't maybe it hasn't created the fruition that we were hoping. Maybe the way we've been doing things has been like kind of slow with our brakes on. So maybe there's other possibilities that we could be looking at. I feel like for most people that are tuning in, as this says, look at other possibilities, it's a good time to make changes. I don't feel like this is anything about relationships. I don't. I think this is about ourselves, and I think it's about the things that we're trying to attain for ourselves. So, with that being said, you know, I'll leave everybody that's tuning in to their own devices about what they feel about that. But for me, I feel like this is like physical, make some physical changes, whether it be in our home, our business, how we're going about self-care. Look at other possibilities. It's time to make changes. I believe that's what it's about. I don't feel like it's the relationship with self and what it is that we're working towards. That's what I feel. All right. So, good card. Stay out of our head. Find the facts. Don't let our heads go off with too much craziness. Really fact find. Stay out of ego. And we're ending a phase. Queen of Wands coming into the ending of a phase, and it's November of 2020, and it's also a full moon on the 30th of November. So yeah, definitely we're ending some phases, and we all know that. We know that there's been a lot of work put into this year, and we're coming into a place where that work that we've done is being finished up, because then we'll move forward with what it is that we've built, and we'll be doing that work. So, you know, but this is the work that we've been doing. That phase is ending, and it's a magical time. It's a magical time for us to really implement some of those things that we want. So whatever it is that you're working on, do whatever it is that you've got to do to implement those things. Right now with this full moon, the energy is in our favor. It's a pretty magical card. We got the genie in a bottle. That's a big deal. And keep our minds open to new possibilities. All right. I hope that you all have a great Thanksgiving. I hope this reading resonated with you. And I'll be back again for the new moon. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Until next time, take care.